Alright, so welcome back to My Team Career Mode, and today is not only the final episode of the season, it is also the final episode of the series before I head over to F1 24. Here is a recap of everything that we've done in this series. In my very first season, we finished P9 or P10, I can't count, with a highest finish of a podium of P2 in Brazil. And then in Season 2, managed to get my first win at Miami after a red flag or a safety car, I can't remember which. And then Season 3 was one of the more random and weirdest seasons that I've ever driven in this game, because that early season form was just not correct. The car should not be anywhere near the top 5, but because of some absolutely incredible luck with safety cars, red flags, and strategy, I managed to secure those places, and at the end of the season, getting back-to-back wins, I missed out on the Drivers' Championship by just 22 points. And then in Season 4, I wasn't going to let the misery of missing out by just 20 points happened again, and I managed to win the World Drivers' Championship in the second to last race. And look at that season form. You ignore Bahrain and Azerbaijan. P3, P2, P3, P1, P1, P2, 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 P1, 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 P2, P2. That is some insane form. And what's crazy to me is if Perez didn't DNF in Singapore, he probably would have won the championship. It's crazy to me how, close it was, despite me having that good of form. And this season has just been pure dominance. We got that 5 in a row, and then a little, mishap in Britain, and then another win, then a podium, 3 more wins, a second place, and then 2 more wins. And today, for the season finale, we are heading to Las Vegas. And I thought, because it's the final race of the whole series, and we've already won both championships, and the main battle now is actually Yuki Tsunoda and P2. As you can see, he has a 23-point lead. He only needs a couple of points to secure it, so I thought what I would do, for a bit of fun, is go for a last to first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get to the track. I'm still going to participate in quali, even though I'll be starting from last. And here we are in qualifying for what is the very final time. These are my final 2 laps of qualifying in F1 23 My Team Career Mode. So even though I'll be starting last anyway, let's end the final qualifying session with a really good performance. Come on! So my first hot lap begins. It's been a very long time since I last drove at this track. The last time I was here in my team, which was of course exactly 1 season ago, I was really struggling with the braking. I had to brake 300 meters earlier than everyone else just to make the corner. So I'm wondering if those problems are still here. From the early signs, it doesn't seem like it is, but let's just carry on. This section of corners is always quite tricky. I've gone a little bit wide there, but always remember, this first hot lap is purely a learning lap to learn exactly when to brake and things like that. So even if I'm slow, I wouldn't worry too much. I'm half a second up on Magnussen in the Williams through the first sector, which ain't horrible. Now I am running quite low downforce, but I imagine not as low as others. So my straight line speed might not be absolutely top notch, but we'll have a look. Actually, no, that's fine. 355, 360. Can we get to the 365 barrier? Oh, easy. Cool, nice. 3 more tenths on Magnussen through the second sector. Now into the final sector, you can actually go over this curb and get on throttle really, really early. I could have actually got on throttle way earlier there. Lack of confidence for me there. A 1 minute 29.9 for Magnussen. What am I going to set? I'm going to go P12 with a 1 minute 28.7. I don't think that's too bad, especially because I'm usually P14. That leads me to believe that I'm only about maybe half a second away from the leaders. Let's go have a look. And yeah, I was absolutely correct. I'm only 4 tenths away from the leaders. Yuki Tsunoda in P6 currently, but what is concerning is Sergio Perez is P1. That's very concerning. If Perez wants to snatch P2 of Tsunoda here, Perez needs to win, and Tsunoda can't finish lower than 7th. So all Tsunoda needs is a top 7, and he's got it, so he ain't under too much pressure. That's still concerning though, but he's only 2 tenths away. I'm only 4 tenths away, with the fastest sector 3. I really need a much better... See, I'm not even really like slow anywhere, to be fair. I'm just sort of equally slower in both sectors. There ain't like a clear slower sector. I just need to improve by like a 1/10 in sector 1 and 2 and I'm fine. Cool, let's do that. And here we go then. This is the final qualifying lap of this series. Let's make it an absolute banger. Using everything I learned from that first lap, let's cook. Into turn 1, I'm going to brake a little bit later and I've immediately gone extremely wide. I can recover it. I'm going to go a bit more speed through there, avoid the wall. Oh, big bang with the wall. It's not going very well so far. That's really bad. Into the next corner, I know I could brake considerably later through here. That was again a bit too late. It's going very wrong, but I did get a very decent exit. Now here, I need to brake a little bit earlier. Oh no, oh no, oh it's going wrong. Oh, it's going so wrong. Why is it going wrong? I should have found so much more time. Oh, bottling, I'm doing an Arsenal. Okay, I had a good exit through there. That should gain me time down this straight because I got such a better exit. I should be constantly gaining time down here, and I am. But still, I should have found way more. I'm going to have to go big in this final sector. Really late on the brakes. Get right in there. Oh, I've had oversteer. Oh my goodness, it's gone so wrong. What was supposed to be a great final lap of this series, I don't even think I'm going to find any improvement. And I don't. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm starting last anyway, but that wasn't the point. The point is that I was meant to have some great final lap of the entire series, and it hasn't happened. I finished P13, 3 tenths and 8 hundredths away from P1. Tsunoda in P7, Perez P1. Ah, that's really annoying. Okay, anyway, like I said, can't get too bummed out about it. I'm starting P20 anyway. And so for the final time, let's get to Sunday evening, because of course this is a night race. And here we are for the Formula 1 Las Vegas Grand Prix 2027. And I'm sure you've heard it enough already, but this is the final race of the series. As always, we'll be running a soft-medium strategy with a little bit less fuel, and I might actually lower my downforce for the race just because straight line speed is sort of everything in the Grand Prix. And the main thing that we're going to be looking at today is, can Tsunoda secure that P2 in the Drivers' Championship? Remember, all Tsunoda needs to do, I think, is get a top 7 or more. He might even only do a top 8, and he's starting in P7. So come on, Tsunoda, we believe in you, and for me, it's just to have a bit of fun. So let's go. Now, of course, because I'm in last, I get to start on a corner, which is a bit cringe. But we are off, and it's not a great start, but it ain't horrible. I am already going to jump ahead of Ocon, and I'm also going to get ahead of a couple more cars. A bit of contact. We are going to go 3 wide. I'm just going to stick to the inside and hope that I'm fine. Yes, okay, I've already made up 3 places off the start, getting up to P19. The hat of Dennis Hauger has gone a bit wide, and we are now going 3 wide. I have the advantage, but I am going to just let them go because going 3 wide round there ain't going to work. I'm going to wait for a better opportunity, I think. I don't want to risk like breaking my front wing this early on, do you know what I mean? But it does look like that Porsche and Hauger are going to continue to go wheel to wheel throughout most of this track, most of this lap, most of this sector. They're still going. Can we, like, you know, end? There we go. That's a good opportunity for me to slip up the inside of Teo Porsche. I'm going to go for it. Inside turns to outside. Can I get the move done? And I do. So I move up to P18. 4 places on the opening lap. That's gorgeous. That's lovely. That is decent. And it seems like I have a clear straight line speed advantage over Dennis Hauger. I'm going to go to the inside of him. Could this be 5 places on the opening lap? And it is. It's going to be... Whoa! Sorry, I've outbraked myself there. And Hauger goes back through. That's really annoying. Okay, so it is only 4 places on the opening lap. And it seems like, as you can see, in the bottom left, something has gone wrong with Tsunoda, because look at that, that might not even be Tsunoda, that could be a Ferrari, but the top 4 have already built a multiple second lead over everyone else. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Right, Dennis Hauger, part 2. I've got the straight line speed. This time I'm going to the outside, but I have to brake a little bit earlier because of the other Haas car. This isn't going to work. Oh, yeah, no, actually, as long as we avoided crashing there, that's fine. That worked out perfectly, and I do manage to get past Hauger, and I'm up to P17, and my next target is Alex Albon on the medium tyres, and that should be fairly easy to overtake. Hello, Albon. I'm going this way. This is very brave. Down the inside. Overtake done. Bosh. Whoa! That was a bit too close for comfort. Up to P16 after only 1.5 laps. Come on. DRS is now enabled, and my next target is Kevin Magnussen. I do have a very clear straight line speed advantage. I'm going to move to the outside. I'm going to brake a little bit early. We are going to go wheel to wheel. Now I have the inside line, plus a decent exit. That is P15! And we are making some groundbreaking overtakes. I know these cars are considerably slower than mine, but I'm still making important moves. Now, I don't think Lawson is going to have DRS. If he doesn't, this should be one of the easiest overtakes of my career. And he doesn't, so I'm going to save the ERS, get to the outside. Bye, Lawson! See ya! And that's P14 already, but now we are officially only against very fast cars. The rest of the cars in this grid are about the same level as mine. Everyone else, their cars are shocking. The next 13 ahead are all very quick, so this is going to be big challenge. Alright, so I've managed to close the gap considerably. I'm now only half a second away from Pierre Gasly. The issue is that this car ahead, Gasly, all the way up to the leader Mercedes, are in a DRS train, although there seems to be a bit of a scrap going on up front. That's going to hopefully bring us all together. This is going to be difficult to move past because we're all in a DRS train. I'm going for quite an optimistic move here on Pierre Gasly. I don't know where that's come from. Down the inside of him. I should have the inside line, and that should be an easy overtake. Lovely stuff. Up to P13 now. Can I do anything about these Aston Martins ahead? I don't think there is, no. I should also point out my tyres are getting pretty worn already. They're already getting near 20%, and I am sliding around a lot. My exits are a bit crap. Right, I got a very decent exit on the corner just before the strip, so... Okay, no, that Aston Martin is rapid. Is there anything I can do about it? Maybe? Yes? To the inside of Norris. This will be a bit of a blockbuster move. And I am going to get it done. That was a great overtake. I'm a big fan of that. Up to P12. Come on. Right, I think I might just be close enough to get a move on the other Aston Martin of Jack Dew. And I am going to get to that 365. Is this enough? I'm actually hitting 366. Is this enough to go for a move? I think it is. I don't know if it'll be a successful move, but it is enough to go for a move. I have braked later. And that... Whoa! Yep. Whoa! Yep. Okay. That was scary. A lot of oversteer, but I have got that move done. However, there is now quite a large gap to the other cars ahead. Both the Astons fighting behind me. That should build me a nice gap behind. The car is extremely hard to drive now. Every single corner there is chronic oversteer. Luckily, I am pitting on the next lap. But yeah, the car is really difficult to drive. And there could be a potential move here. Up the inside of Drogovic. I'm going to go for it. Oh, hang on. Okay, that was a little bit naughty, pushing Drogovic off. But decent move, I guess. Taking opportunities well. And we are officially into the points on only lap 7. We are not even halfway through, and I've already moved up 12 places since the start. Now let's skyrocket back up to that 365. I am going to get closer to Sainz, but definitely not close enough. He also seems to have a lot of straight line speed in that Ferrari. Potential move on Sainz because I went flat out around the final corner and he didn't. He's going to brake exceptionally later than me though. That's a great bit of defending by Sainz. I can't lie. I've got to respect it. And, oh, the car is so hard to drive now. Holy moly, I need to get in this pit lane now. Right, it's time to get into the pits, and it looks like a... Sorry, it looks like a couple of cars coming in with me. Notably, one of the Ferraris and another Mercedes. And I believe Sonoda is staying out as well. So basically, half of every team came in, the other half stayed out. So this should hopefully mean that we get a decent undercut. That would be nice, wouldn't it? What happened there? Wait, I've just been robbed. Why did my car, why did I not exit the garage? I've just been scammed. I actually come out behind Jack Doohan. What in the robbery is that? Why did they not release my car? Oh, what? That's so unfair. Hello, Jack. I'm going down here, mate. See ya. Hang on, who's this geezer? Logie Soggy. Can you move? Move.
Good job. Nice overtake.
Get out of here, Sergeant. Sergeant, please! Set me free! Thank you! Alright, hello, Porsche. You're next up. 3 overtakes in 1 lap. What? Bye, Teo. I wish you were in F1 in real life, but that can't happen. See ya. Mercedes and Haas going wheel to wheel. This is very promising. Whoa! Alright, hello, Russell. This should be a fairly easy move because you're not going to brake. To the inside. Later on the brakes was him. And there is my teammate Sonoda. And who's this? Who's this on my outside? Who are you? Get out. It's one of the Alpines of Drogovic. Where did he come from? Right, so I actually come out 1 place behind my teammate. So the undercut working well. As usual. Right, I'm actually only 3/10 away from Sonoda down the straight. I should be able to get past him here, although I do want to make it clean. I don't really want to try and overtake him and risk his race. And it looks like he is using a lot of ERS to try and get past Iwasa, who is scrapping with a Ferrari. So I'm actually going to give Sonoda space and let him potentially go for a little third party and get past both Russell and Ferrari here. Let's see what Sonoda can do. Go on, Sonoda. Have him. Yes. No, he's been blocked horrendously. Wait, that's big. I am now to the inside of my own teammate. Sonoda's going to swing one to the outside of Leclerc. I can slip up the inside of my teammate and Leclerc. Now I've got the outside line. Just keep traction. Oh, that's a lovely double overtaking. Keeping it clean as well. And I'm up to P6 now. And the Alpine of Drogovic now putting my teammate under pressure. Come on, Sonoda, you need to hold that place off, and he does. So Sonoda currently in P8. That isn't enough to take P2. Sonoda needs to get a couple more places. He needs a P... Actually, no, I think P8 might be enough. But to truly secure it, he needs a P7. So I'm going to try and distance myself from Leclerc, build up a second margin, so that Sonoda can proper give it some on Leclerc. But I don't think I'm going to do that until next lap. What I can do, though, is go for a move on Iwasa, because he has no DRS. This should be a very, very simple overtake. Save some ERS, I don't need to use any. To the outside. Bye-bye, Iwasa. P5 already, and there's still 7 laps left. Only downside is there is a gap to the top 4 of 7 seconds, which might just not be like achievable. So what I'm going to focus on is building a second gap to Iwasa so that my teammate can have a go on Leclerc and secure that P2 in the drivers as I take the fastest lap of the race. And boom! 1 second gap achieved. I don't know if Iwasa has DRS on me. I'm not too sure. As Piastri and Verstappen scrapping the McLarens up ahead, if they go wheel to wheel, that could put me right back in the mixture. And I have actually caught them by about 6/10 this lap. I am cooking. As Leclerc gets past Iwasa and moves up to P6 in this race. Again, we're not really interested. All we're interested in is Sonoda's progress. And at the moment, I think he's still in P8. Iwasa re-overtakes Leclerc down the straight. Sonoda's right there if they just go wheel to wheel. But Sonoda seems to be... Hang on, no! Tsunoda ahead of Leclerc and Iwasa. Tsunoda and Iwasa now fighting each other. Go on, Tsunoda! Fight! Have him! They are still going wheel to wheel. And what I'll do is if Tsunoda cements himself in P6, which he seems to have done, I will drop back and give him DRS and tow him. But, he's now going scrapping with Iwasa. But maybe Tsunoda has the DRS. There's a decent chance. Let's see. No! And now Leclerc gets back past him, Tsunoda. So Tsunoda drops back down to P8. How? The top 4 are sort of gone. I'm not really catching them anymore. I was catching them by about half a second a lap, but now they're not really scrapping. I'm sort of out of the picture, running in P5, so I don't really have a choice but to help my teammate. But in order to help my teammate, I need him to get up places. If he can get back into P6, I will drop back and tow him. But he doesn't seem to be able to do that, although he is maybe going to go for a move on Leclerc here. He's gone for it. The straight isn't even over yet, and he is ahead, so he might actually keep that place. And I think he does. I think Tsunoda has cemented himself in P7. Only downside is he hasn't got DRS on Iwasa, so he's probably going to get re-overtaken by Leclerc down this DRS zone coming up. And Tsunoda actually manages to hold on to P7 down the first DRS zone. I believe the Alpine and Leclerc were scrapping with each other, and that gave Tsunoda a bit of a gap. But of course there is still the strip to go down. He needs to get within Iwasa's DRS. Even if he doesn't make the move, he just needs to stay within DRS and get towed along, because all he needs is a P7. I actually think P8 might be enough, but my maths is a bit crap, so I'm not too sure. P7 would definitely confirm it. Let's see how he gets on down the strip. We can see the Alpine just behind him. He's getting closer. Oh, it's going to be very close. Will Drugovich go for the move? I think he is. Drugovich goes for the move, and I think he is going to get that move done. So, Tsunoda drops back down to P8. Come on, Tsunoda. Right, come on, Tsunoda. Down the strip. You've got this, lad. Go on. Get back into P7. Here he goes. And he's got it done, I think. Well in, Tsunoda. Right, so down the strip, I'm going to make a very obvious assumption that Drugovich is going to re-overtake Tsunoda. However, what I'm hoping is on the final lap of this race, Tsunoda's going to get back past Drugovich down the strip. That's the hope. So Drugovich is probably going to get past Tsunoda down here. There he goes. We can see in the top left. Boom. Drugovich gets past, but what I'm hoping is that now it's the final lap, Tsunoda will be able to get past Drugovich down the strip and actually hold on to that position. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And here we go. The final lap of this entire series. The final lap of F1 23. And, of course, I was starting last, so you can't really expect much of me. I think P5 is a very respectable result. With maybe a better undercut, I maybe could have got like on the podium places in that fight, but I'm happy with my performance today. What we are looking at though is the Tsunoda. No, Tsunoda's throwing. No, Tsunoda's gone for the move in the opening and first DRS zone. That is a big issue. That means Drugovich is going to have DRS down the strip and probably retake P7 off Tsunoda. I know that AI are AI and they don't like look at exterior factors, but that is a big problem for Tsunoda. Sergio Perez also looks like he's going to go and win this race unless second place Piastri could do anything about it on this final lap. And for the final time, we come down the strip, but Piastri's too far away. And look at the gaps between Tsunoda and Drugovich. It is so small. Drugovich is going to mop the floor with Tsunoda. It's not even going to be close. They both have ERS. That might help Tsunoda, but oh, it's going to be very close. It is going to be so close. I think Drugovich has gone for it, and he does. They might even go wheel to wheel around the final corner. Come on, Tsunoda, fight! And he doesn't. Sergio Perez wins the race. But what is crucial is I will finish P5 with the fastest lap because of excuse me, because of me getting the fastest lap, that might have got Tsunoda P2 in the Drivers' Championship, but that is it. That is my team career mode done. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And here is the final finishing order. Sergio Perez starts the season with a win, and he ends the season with a win. P1 to P1, great performance by him. Oscar Piastri, P5 to P2, a good performance by him. Zhou Guanyu and Max Verstappen both losing out one place. I'm very happy with myself. P22 up to P5. Of course, I only started last for the pure fun of it because we would already secured everything. So I think P5 is a very respectable result, and of course, I took the fastest lap. Iwasa P9 up to P6, Dragovic P10 up to P7, Tsunoda drops 2 places, goes from P6 to P8. But this is what's crucial. Does Tsunoda take P2 in the Drivers' Championship? Remember, the gap was 23 points. Perez got 25. Tsunoda got 4. Let's see. Does he get it? And he does! Yuki Tsunoda gets P2 in the Drivers by 2 points. And like I said, me getting fastest lap didn't actually matter in the long run, but it did help him secure it. Without my fastest lap, the point difference would have only been 1. So at the end of everything, I end with a 200-point lead over not only P2, but my teammate. And yeah, we end the series with a Foot Crib F1 Team 1-2 finish. And in the Constructors, if you remember, there was a very close battle between Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. Let's take a look at how it ended. And it is going to end with Mercedes taking P2 with 295. McLaren take P3 by 3 points over Red Bull. That Perez win actually got them P3 in the Constructors. Fair play to McLaren. They've been absolutely stinky for most of this season. They started out so well, and they have ended so well. And in the case of the Foot Crib F1 team, a 253-point lead. What a way to end the season. That is going to be all from me today. Not just for this episode, not just for this series, but the entirety of F1 23. Tomorrow, I'll be releasing a video talking about my, final thoughts of this game, some of the series I've done, basically a recap of the whole year before we head over to F1 24. I am beyond excited. Thank you very much for watching, not just this episode, not just this season, but thank you for watching any of the episodes from this entire series. And honestly, next year, I want to actually try and complete all 10 seasons, because of course, I'm ending this series here, only completing 5 seasons. Next year, I want to complete all 10, so that's the aim. And as it is not only the end of the season, but also the end of the series, I thought it'd be nice to get a nice sort of montage together of the best moments from this season. So, thanks for watching, and goodbye. Right, here we go. race. The 5 lights are on. Let's go. We're off. And that is a pretty decent start. I don't really to take my, I don't remember what number, I think 6th or 7th race win of the season. Decent exit, and holy moly, is that pole position? Is that pole? Of course it's pole. Who do you think I am? Ha 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 ha! And then recovered to P4. Today I'm going to try and use the slipstream and get ahead of Verstappen. Here we come, baby. Oh, my goodness. Here I come. I've arrived. I'm arrived. Hello. How are you doing? I'm going around here. I'm braking. We're going 3 wide into this corner. It's not going to work. I have managed to brake later than the other 2. And is that not for the final time? And I make it 7 wins in this 2027 Season 5 campaign. Come on! It's time for another episode of F123 My Team Career Mode, and as you can see, we are going to... Now, I don't know what it is about this track, but it always seems to have a great performance here, so I'm very excited. Let's get to the track and tackle qualifying. Into the tricky section once again. I've gone a bit wide, ride the curb, get a decent exit, avoid that curb, foot down early. I've hit the wall there, no damage, round the final corner, that's pretty good, right on the edge. Is it going to be pole for Futimus Crimiters the 3rd? Oh, you better believe it is, come on! ERS ready, optimal RPM, all good. And that start is pretty decent, bit of oversteer off the start, or wheel spin, and I'm gone. See ya! But I come round the final corner, and I've even got enough time to do a little skid, because my gap is that large, and it's another win for me, apart from the, little incident on the final corner. You didn't see that, though. And there it is! 5 races remaining, and I am the World Drivers' Champion. Absolutely dominant season. I can go home, not even do any more My Team videos, and it doesn't even matter because I've won the Drivers' Championship. Little bit of wiggle at the end. You've got to do it for the boys. And we come across the line to win yet another Grand Prix in My Team Career Mode Season 5. Nothing can stop me. Come on. This is very interesting, this. Wet conditions, dry tyres. We need a good start, as always. And, it's very tentative on the line. What I am going to do is I'm going to cover off the Red Bull behind. Yuki Tsunoda round the outside. He's going to try and collide with me for some reason. And we're 3 wide. And I haven't got DRS. Come on, Tsunoda, you got this. Go on, Tsunoda. Do it! Get him! Yes! No! What is happening? Yes! And I can slip up the inside of Russell! Let's go! Oh, it's not done yet. He's still fighting. Oh, yeah, get out of here, Russell. Ha 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 ha! Against the odds. I mean, I sort of let him win a little bit, yes. But he comes across the line. He wins. I'm P2. Oh! Oh! Yeah, I told you. I knew we did. We did take the Constructors' Championship in Season 5 of My Team Career Mode. Come on! Dog shit driver. My goodness. Right, we are going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen into turn 1. I am going to hold him off and keep P1. I believe that Perez might have taken... Oh, shit. It started out as being a really competitive sort of, race with, me, Verstappen, Norris, even Tsunoda. And we are off, and that is a very decent start. I'm already going to jump ahead of the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Tsunoda also with an absolute flyer, P6 to P3. It takes a lot of effort to get past Tsunoda. In fact, Tsunoda doesn't even have DRS, and yet he's able to fight me. And I know I said earlier, and when I say earlier, like 2 minutes ago, Austria, Spain, and now, of course, Brazil. And look at that, another P1.